Today we are dealing with failing relationships, and our hope is to rehabilitate them and save them from destruction. Here's our first guest, Mr. Frankenstein.
Thank you. I'll sign autographs after the show.
So, how are you today?
My work is great. I've been working on some nuclear power energy. I'm studying humans. Sometimes I study them when they're dead. I do other things too.
No, I asked how are you?
Oh, I'm fine.
Well, your family members have submitted some various concerns about you.
Well, I guess I have trouble sleeping sometimes. But it's okay because I like to stay up late and work, so it's okay.
Mr. Frankenstein, your body needs sleep. What exactly are you thinking about when you're trying to sleep?
I guess just my work stresses me out a bit.
What kind of work stresses you out?
I can't tell you. It's none of your business anyways.
Well, Mr. Frankenstein, unfortunately, I think I know the work that has caused you stress, but don't worry. We're here to fix this issue and resolve the tension that it has caused. Here we have Mr. Frankenstein's latest work, Creature. Oh dear.
I knew this was going to happen.
Creature, sit down. Creature, let me show you that people care. People want to hear what you have to say. Do you all want to help this poor being? Do you want to hear his story?
Yeah!
See, Creature, people do care. Now come sit down.
Okay.
So here's what we know. Mr. Frankenstein created you, but ever since he saw you, he's been running away from you. Now we'll let you fill in the gaps.
Well, I woke up in such darkness, literally and metaphorically. I had no idea where I was or who I was. I started walking, but I didn't even realize what I was doing to move my legs. I walked around and I found this person. I assumed he was the reason I was alive. I assumed he was the one who created me. I felt joy throughout my body. I was standing next to my creator. I loved him and I didn't even know who he was. He woke up and I thought he would greet me with love and care, but he didn't. He screamed and he ran away from me. I was so alone. I had no idea what to do with myself. I felt so many emotions that I have no idea how to describe.
All right, well, let's try to figure these emotions out. Did your body feel hot and fired up, ready to take action and hit something? Or rather, did you feel like you needed to sleep for 1,000 years because your heart ached?
Oh, I felt so much of both.
So you felt depressed and furious all in one. Which emotion were you going to act upon?
I was going to take action.
That's all the time we have left for Creature. Thanks for coming out to speak your mind. Creature will be back on the show later, and then we'll resolve his relationship.
Shake hands with Larry.
Coming this fall, an Oakton Network exclusive, Hamlet, the movie, starring Academy Award-winning actresses Kara Kendall and Jenny Ropey.
Don't mock me.
I promise, I do no such thing.
This fall on the Oakton Network.
And we're back. Now we're going to have John Merrick and Frederick Treves come talk about their issues with their relationship. Please welcome Mr. Merrick and Mr. Treves. How are you both today?
Oh, we're both doing just fine.
Mr. Treves, why do you feel the need to answer for both you and Mr. Merrick?
I think it's just easier for him if I just speak for the both of us.
Mr. Merrick, do you agree with this?
He does. He does. It's sometimes hard for him to speak.
Mr. Merrick, I asked Mr. Treves, I asked Mr. Merrick.
Well,
Oh, oh. Oh, I'm very well, thank you. I'm so grateful for this opportunity, and I'm so grateful for this person who has done so much for me. I never would have imagined this without his help.
John, I really followed closely with your story, and I understand that before you met Dr. Treves, you were living in some pretty harsh conditions.
before I found him, he was a spectacle for a circus, and he was living in some pretty harsh living conditions.
John, is there something that you would like to say to Mr. Treves?
Oh no. Oh no. It was nothing.
Are you sure? I just saw you sneak a glare at Dr. Treves. John, my show is about fixing relationships, and I know that everything is not perfect between you two. This should be the time that you come clean to Dr. Treves, and Dr. Treves, you do the same.
Well, there are some issues between us.
Please elaborate.
Well, I feel like Dr. Treves is holding me back from being my own person.
Well, I just fear because of your condition. It limits you from doing some things, and I've tried my best to let you be your own person.
I don't think it's my condition that's keeping me from being my own person. The things that I want to do have nothing to do with my physical condition. All I want is to be a real person. And you are holding me back.
Just fear because of your condition.
No, I think the only thing that you fear is not having control over John. I think you fear that John will no longer be your great possession, and that's why you're limiting him. Am I right, Dr. Treves?
I am.
Well, looks like it's time for another commercial break. Stay tuned for the finale when all 4 characters are on stage to resolve their relationships.
Bigger than Batman, Superman, and Spider-Man combined. It's Hamlet, the movie.
How is my mother?
She fainted from the blood.
You'll be talking about this one for years.
Who did this?
This fall on the Oakton Network.
Hi, welcome back. We managed to get everyone that was on the show today on the stage. Isn't that great? Frankenstein, let's start with you and Creature.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Ah, see, there it goes again, running away.
No, Frankenstein, you may not. You need to confront your fears about Creature. This has been going on for too long. Look at Creature. Creature has been hurting because of you. All he wants is your acceptance. Why can't you give him that?
Because he's a wretched and evil being.
We all know that's not the reason why. Be honest and apologize.
I'm sorry I ran away from you. I wasn't ready for the responsibility or the emotional commitment. I'm so free.
Oh, I forgive you. I forgive you. I need you.
Let's give them a round of applause. Now that their issue of neglect has been dealt with, let us move on to Dr. Treves and John Merrick. John Merrick's issues with control. As we could see, Creature really just needed someone to care for him, but Mr. Frankenstein had only neglected him. It seems as though your issue is the opposite, Mr. Treves. I think you need to let go of Mr. Merrick. He needs to be set free. He is ready.
I don't think I can do that. John needs me. I'm responsible for him.
Mr. Trees, I am a grown man. I can experience the world without being held.
I worry because not everyone understands you and who you are.
I am capable of explaining.
But Mr. Merrick, what happens when people judge you solely on your appearance and believe you are dangerous? What are you to do if no one's there to protect you?
Oh, well, I hadn't thought of that. I thought people would treat me normally since I felt normal.
It's a harsh world out there. Creature was never treated as an equal, and neither will you.
Mr. Treves.
It's true. That's why I've spent so much time and tried to help you fit in.
I think the key we've seen here in both your relationships is the need for balance. Because both Creature and John have such unusual circumstances, they need care, but they also need to be a real human. Abandonment and smothering are means of dehumanizing a person, making them easier to treat as a pet or wild animal. All of you need to work on treating one another as equals. Do you think you can do that?
I guess so.
All right, that's the end of our show. Thank you for coming on today.